Welcome back to my channel. I have this easy cut crease for you guys. So if you want to see exactly how I did this, keep watching. Like, I am so happy to be back, you guys. Like, I know I've been gone for a little bit, and when I tell you that my life is a roller coaster, I am not lying. I actually am starting my other channel, which is called Self Mastery, because life has a way of forcing you to master it. Otherwise, dun dun dun. So I will be on that channel discussing all my trials and tribulations and ups and downs and how I got back here. Okay? Because when I tell you, it was a hell of a mess, and it still is, to be quite honest with you. I am not whole, but that's where the mastery comes in. It's all about persevering and being resilient and just, yeah, okay. I will talk about it on the other channel. Right now, it is all about the cut crease. And I'm starting off really bold, you know, with this very first video. And I wanted to do a cut crease mainly because it's not something that I have done on my channel yet. And I thought it would be nice to give you guys a head start on what's to come. So I'm gonna start with my Makeup Forever. This is the 12 flashcard case, and I'm gonna go in with this pretty brown here. So I'm actually gonna go in with MAC 209. This is a fine detailed brush. It's gonna make it easier for me to actually draw a line and follow my crease. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm looking straight, and I'm going to just draw a very thin line from the inner corners to the out, but staying on the crease itself. Now I'm just going to take another clean angle brush, and I'm going to just blend that up and out. So I'm just softening the outer edges. I am going to go in and add a little bit of powder to set. So I'm really just making sure the outer edges are nice and soft, so that blending isn't as complicated and difficult. I'm gonna do us all a favor and move my hair out my way. All right, so next I'm gonna go in with my Vibe palette. It has this really pretty dark chocolate brown that I wanna use. It's called 𝗀𝗟𝗅𝗀𝗍. I'm gonna go in with, this is a fine detail. This is another detail brush by MAC. This is a pencil brush by MAC, which is the 210. So what I'm gonna do is actually set that color just light, ever so slightly. And it's also gonna give me more definition at the base, so that when I blend it up and out, it's going to have a nice gradient effect. And so I'm gonna switch out to a cleaner, flat shaded brush. I'm just gonna blend that up and out. So I actually want to pull this crease out and drag it up just a little bit further. So I'm gonna bring this crease down just a little bit. That way it actually has more of a nice wing effect. So what I'm doing right now is just making sure to just deepen this crease a bit more so that when I start to cut it, I'll be able to get a really nice clean line so that there's no harsh patches anywhere. Ooh! Starting to really accentuate my eyes, my almond-shaped eyes. I'm loving this. But I definitely, like, I love to blend, and it's like living with harsh lines is hard for me. So I'm just gonna blend this out just a bit more, just so I have like a nice soft gradient that I love and I can't live without. Okay, so next I want to cut this crease, and I'm going to go in with my Anastasia cream color palette. This is in the shade medium. And I'm going to actually mix a couple of shades because I really don't want it to be too bright in the crease. So I'm going to mix these two shades just to not necessarily get my skin tone, but maybe a couple of shades lighter. Going in with a flat concealer brush, I'm going to start cutting this crease. Now, I overdrawn, so I'm gonna go and correct where I need to. I'm actually gonna start on the inner corners. I'm gonna overdraw just a little bit because as I'm opening my eyes, I see where the light and dark is still hitting, and I definitely just want the light part to be where my crease actually, where my eyelid actually goes in, so that the dark color does not transfer onto the lid at all. Ooh, baby. So I'm not gonna bring this color all the way down to the bottom of the lid. I really wanted the lid part to be slightly transparent. So I am gonna blend it down slightly, but not all the way, just so that there's a nice gradient effect. I'm just gonna use my finger to blend that out. So going back in with the same vibe palette by Violet Ross, I'm gonna go in with, why is it backwards? It's backwards, like, what's backwards? See the white over here? I'm thinking it's over here. Oh, it's by chocolate. It's by chocolate. All right, so Tumblr. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna use this to set the light color. I'm gonna mix it slightly with this shade right here, which is Psych. And I'm gonna use my MAC 228 brush. This is a flat shaded brush. I get so excited about this stuff. Look at this, guys. It's so pretty. I'm just gonna take just the lighter color and I'm gonna put it on the inner corners of the eye just to brighten it up just slightly. And I'm actually going to take some of that lighter color and put it on the outer base of the wing as well to brighten up this area. Okay, so I'm gonna actually create a bit of a smoky wing look. I'm gonna go in with the black shade from this Makeup Forever palette. I'm gonna go in with, this is MAC's 263 brush, and it's going to create a really nice sharp wing that I'm looking for. I'm going to start at the bottom base of the lash line. I'm going to wing it out to connect with that crease. I thought about it. I don't want it to actually touch. I like the gap in between, so I'm gonna keep it as it is, and I'm just gonna connect. So now I'm creating a really tight line on the bottom lashes, and I'm just blending it out. And I'm making sure that the inner corner has a really, really thin liner on the top lash line. So I don't want to make the wing too thick. I really love the accentuation of the almond eye shape that I'm doing right now. So I'm going to keep it just like this because I like it a lot. Taking that same pointer brush by MAC, and I'm just going to use this to smudge on the lower lash line. All right, so now I'm going to go in. This is MAC's Very Fine 210 detail brush. I'm going to use this to create a point on the inner corners of the eye. I also dragged it on the upper and lower lash line to add more depth and definition, connecting with the rest of the liner. Now I'm going to put black on the waterline. This is Too Faced Perfect Black. So now I'm going to go in with, this is a Too Faced Return of Sexy palette, and it has so many pretty shimmering colors in here. This palette is definitely not new, but I still love it, and it's still not used as much as it should be. I'm going to go in with this color right here. It's Naive. It's a more of a champagne-ish color that's actually not going to apply much pigment, but it's going to give me that glitter glisten that I'm looking for. All right, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna put on some lashes. All right, so I got my lashes on, and I just wanna do a couple of quick finishing touches. I want to actually define my brows just a bit more. I'm going in with the Anastasia Clear Gel Brow Gel, and I'm just going to really get these brows to be more defined. I like my brows having a bit more definition. Next, I'm going to go in with Tarte Charmed. This is the Amazonian 12-hour clay blush that works so nicely for you beauties out there with combination to oily skin like mine. This blush is my definite go-to when it comes to long lasting. I'm gonna use my Real Technique blush brush, and I'm just gonna pack this on and just really give my cheeks some love. And as much as I love blush and I really love to make it really defined, I'm using this blush brush particularly because it's just going to give me a nice airbrush finish without the blush actually being packed on in certain areas. And I really just want to have like a nice flush of color instead of my face looking really rosy. Just a flush of color. Like, I tend to use my smaller defining brushes for blush when I really want to pack it on, but for a sheer finish, this is my go-to. All right, so I don't want too much on the face necessarily. I feel like the eyes are definitely the showstopper, but I definitely need some highlight. I'm going in with my Bobbi Brown highlighter. This is in Bobbi to Glow, the illuminating palette. And I'm just gonna choose one of these colors. I feel like I want this one right here. Just to add some sheen. Going in with my MAC 184 fan brush, and I'm just gonna add just a slight bit of sheen onto my cheekbones. Nothing too crazy. Then I'm gonna do on the bridge of my nose. And the reason why I chose the Bobbi Brown palette is because the shimmer is not chunky. It's really sheer. It really goes on to you. It's buildable, and I can really, it's buildable so I can get a nice sheen without looking too oily, too greasy, and it's just lovely. It's so buildable. Like I love my nose being a bit more contoured, so I'm going in just a little bit more than I should. It's all right. It's all right though. It's all right. So what I use on my lips, this is 𝗀𝗂𝘀𝗀𝗀 by MAC. It's discontinued because I tried to find a backup and they didn't have it. So very disappointing. But I use this for the liner. And I'm just gonna add a bit more because I want to run out and I want my makeup still looking fresh. And then I use Nude Stick Intense Matte Lip Pencil. This is in shade Belle. They're gonna be staring at me when I go outside. Child. It is what it is. It is what it is. They're looking for a good reason. So I have pins. Where my pins at? Where my pins at? So I cannot leave out my handy dandy setting spray that I love. Like until I think I actually got a few other setting sprays in my 𝗀𝗟𝗄𝐼 box. I have to pull all that stuff out. Like I've been collecting stuff this whole time. Like I think I got 3 months of 𝗀𝗟𝐼 stuff that came in the mail, and I haven't been using anything. I have hardly been using makeup, trust me. Like I said, my life's been hell for the past couple of months. But and I have like a box full of all this makeup that I purchased from 𝗀𝗟𝗄𝐼 as well. Like I wanted to show you guys. Like it's gonna be a nice haul. I just might just do like a plethora of all the stuff I got from 𝗀𝗟𝗄𝐼. It's gonna be a long video because it's a lot of stuff. But I was so excited to actually like use certain things, and then life came and threw me a friggin' wrench. So I got so many things to show you guys, but in the meantime, I'm gonna set my face with my lovely setting spray that I love, that I had to go and grab, which is my cie Watermelon Burst, and I love this stuff. It stays on my face, like yo, like I'm not even like, I don't think you understand. Like I've tried, what was it? I think it's the Benefit, am I wrong? The other setting spray? I have the bottle somewhere, but it doesn't work. Like for me, my oily skin, like I would notice that. But you know what? Don't scratch that, because let me spray this first. I have to. I'm so oily. I'm so wet now. Okay. All right. I don't feel it on the side of my face. I'm anal that way. So if I don't feel it, I gotta spray more. All right. So let me scratch that. I've been using this when my skin has been behaving. I'll say that. My skin has been on its best behavior. I don't break out anymore. I don't get the acne marks anymore. My skin is not overproducing oils and things like that. Like, it's almost becoming more normal. It's weird to say, but I went from oily, I have sensitive skin, number one, but I went from oily sensitive skin to, I feel like, more normal sensitive skin, since I've been making sure that my routine, skincare routine, is on point, period. So I haven't gone back to use a setting spray that I've used in the past, now that my skin has been on its best behavior. And I really had to say that because most of the time when I tried on even foundations, concealers, doesn't matter. In the past, my makeup didn't last. It didn't last. And I always thought it was the makeup, which is why I would buy a lot of makeup and then use it, and I felt like it wasn't working and I would just give up on it. But ever since I've been taking care of my skin and really making sure that I had a routine, the makeup that I thought wasn't working for me in the past, I would go back and use it, and I'm like, oh my God, like, where have you been all my life? You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily makeup, it is the skincare. And like I said, my skin has been on its best behavior, so I will go back and try that. But in the meantime, I am loving 𝗀𝗟𝗓𝗀𝗀 Watermelon Burst Setting Spray. Like, my makeup lasts, okay? I'm reloaded. All right, so that is it. I'm going to, I feel like my hair is done. I was going to spruce up my hair, but it's done, you guys. And I am done. Finito. I hope you guys put a thumbs up if you did. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. And if you have any other ideas of any makeup you want to see, please let me know. Other than that, I'm so happy to be back. And I'll see you soon, beauties.